So sometimes when I'm on farm, I get asked about the vitamin levels for calves. I know a lot of farmers are looking at the labels. Are they important?
They are important, but they're more important to the people who are selling them at times. But I mean, the calves, if you make a product properly, right level antioxidants, fresh ingredients, and particularly in Europe where we're using a lot of veg fats, so we're getting a lot of natural, particularly vitamin A type products or vitamin E type products. The levels we have in the products are more than enough, and I don't like going to higher levels because there are negative issues with these things as well. And I've only ever seen balding syndrome twice. That was in the early 90s with farmers using exclusively maize silage to feed dry cows, and they weren't using very much in the line of free calf minerals. And we saw the calves dying of heart attacks when we walked across the yard. Nowadays, with the level of with the kind of feeding that dry cows get, trying to transition the feeding the calves get, the calves have a lot of vitamin E and a lot of A, and we don't want to be adding to that more than we do. Again, it's and again, if a product's poorly made, a lot of the vitamins will be damaged because they're very, very delicate. So that's what you've got to be very careful.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And when I'm on farm, I come across lots of different feed rates for milk replacer for calves. What would you suggest is the best rate for heifers?
When I started, it was 2 litres AM and PM in the UK, and it's probably 700-800 grams in Europe and the same in Ireland. And in the US with 400, pound of powder or 450 grams. And in the US now they talk about accelerated feeding, but it's only 700 grams a day. And I think the 700 grams is probably the right figure, because what it does is it allows the calf and encourages the calf that if he has any nutritional requirements beyond that, to eat dry feed, which he's well able to do. And dry feed isn't a natural feed; it's made of natural ingredients, but it doesn't occur in nature. But it's it's high ME, very good quality protein, very good oils, very good to spec. And what that does is it develops the rumen for the calf.
Yeah.
The diet, even if you're feeding 750 grams, they're getting more out of that 750 grams at 3 weeks of age than they are in a week old. So they're still getting more from the calf than milk. What they're getting, when they get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, this rumen, the large intestines, and the bacteria in there are all really starting to develop really, really well. So when you start to wean the animal, he's got a really, really good functioning rumen. The problem is, we often say you should be eating a kilo of dry feed before they're weaned, but that was for calves that were fed 700 grams of milk powder or less, because we got this natural increase. But if you suddenly drop the milk down, you're then forcing them to replace milk very, very quickly. That's when the problem starts. That's when the digestibility starts to crash, and it takes months for those animals to recover from that gentle rumen development. They continue to lose weight versus the other animals up to until they're maybe 5, 6 months of age.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And then it predisposes them to summer scour, to pneumonia, to. You've got to be very careful with animals in any one way.